right, it's good to have you on the program this morning. Good morning to you. Let's go straight to the review. I bet you are already waiting to know what's happening around. Okay, so first off, on the leadership newspaper, on the headline, major story you will find is police place area commanders, DPOs on red alert in Lagos. And this same story is on the front page of The Nation as well. It says planned attack, security on the alert in Lagos and Enugu. Now, I'll just give you just a quick review of this particular story right about now. All right, now this particular story follows reports made last week and over the weekend as well about plans by terrorists and insurgents and bandits and whatever name they go by to attack different parts of the country, especially western states of Nigeria. And don't forget also over the week, last week as well, there was an attack around the checkpoint at Zuma Rock in Abuja, and ISWAP claimed responsibility for that particular attack on soldiers near Zuma Rock, and this is coming from the Vanguard as well. Now, the Islamic State in West Africa province is reportedly behind the attack on a military checkpoint in the Madala area of Suleja local government area, Niger State. And, this one has still eliciting a lot of response and reactions from various quarters. Now, the gunmen had on Friday attacked the soldiers of the Guards Brigade stationed near Zuma Rock. And Muhammad Abdullahi, the spokesperson of the chairman of Suleja local government area, had said the gunmen attacked in large numbers and shot sporadically. Now, moving away from there now, 16 bandits, 2 others killed in Plateau. And that's what this report is saying in the Vanguard. And it says that no fewer than 16 suspected bandits and 2 community members lost their lives over the weekend when some vigilantes engaged suspected bandits during a clash at Bangalala community in the Wase local government area of Plateau State. Now, neither the spokesperson of the Operation Safe Haven, keeping the peace in the area, nor the police spokesperson or public relations officer, DSP Alfred Alabo, had confirmed the development. So, as at the time of filing this particular report, but a resident who was named as Umar Danladi said the vigilantes had to engage the bandits who had been terrorizing many communities in the area in recent times. Moving away from that now, in the Punch newspaper, we've got this report here that says National Assembly proposes 63 new varsities, others experts kick. And no fewer than 63 bills have been tabled before the Senate and the House of Representatives for the creation of new universities, polytechnics, colleges of education since the beginning of the shutdown of activities in public tertiary institutions in the country in 2022, and this is coming coming from the investigation carried by the Punch newspaper. And they said that ASU, that's the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, and Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union have, however, warned the government against the establishment of new universities while failing to fund the existing one. Now, according to this report filed in the Punch, it says that Nigeria has a total of 49 federal universities. The official data from the National Universities Commission also revealed that the country has 59 state universities and 111 private universities. Now, the National Board for Technical Education also puts the number of federal polytechnics at 40, state-owned at 49, and private-owned at 76. Now, with a total of federal and state-owned colleges of health, which is about 70, Nigeria currently has 17 private colleges of health. Now, think about it. Does it make sense to add more as opposed to funding the already existing one? And according to the Igbo man we ask, Ijikwego, do they have money to fund these things? But then again, what do we stand to benefit from more institutions? What do we stand to gain as a people? Would it serve as more, space to taking those people who, secondary schools and JAM are continuously churning out to the system? So wouldn't it make sense if we had more so that more people will get educated? But then again, when they all get educated, do we have a thriving an employment system that will take in the graduates and gainfully employ them? But then again, someone will say, may them first finish school. When we get to that bridge, we'll know how to cross it. But I don't know what you think. Now, away from that, governance, federal government bereft of ideas. And this is a story covered in Vanguard newspaper. And this is coming from Rivers Labour Party governorship candidates. Now, NLC chairperson and Rivers State Labour Party gubernatorial candidate Comrade Beatrice Itubo, has said that President Muhammadu Buhari's administration was comatose and bereft of ideas. And she made the disclosure when the Peter Obi Volunteer Network, PVN, besieged Port Harcourt over the weekend for the launch of the Obi structure. Now, she told the teeming Obi faithful that Nigeria is comatose, and she's quoted as saying, "We can't walk again. People are dying. People are crying. Banditry, insurgency, insecurity, unemployment is the order of the day. And they, Buhari and federal government, are bereft of ideas. They don't know what to say or do again. It is left for you and I to do something, and God has brought someone for us." All right, moving away from that, I'm trying to maximize time. And the family of Nnamdi Kanu actually seeks unconditional release. This is a story also covered in the Vanguard. Now, the family of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has called on the international community to intervene and compel Nigeria to promptly and unconditionally release Nnamdi Kanu and refrain from further persecution of the proscribed group. Now, in a statement signed by the head of the family, Mazi Kanu Takanu, on behalf of the Kanu family, titled Northern Coalition Faults UN Call for the Release of Nnamdi Kanu by Coalition of Northern Group, CNG. And the family said, "We see this press statement as a meaningless diatribe that comports with the self-deception and self-delusion that has guided the so-called CNG since the present era." Now, it's a pretty long read, so you should totally go check that out as well as soon as you can. All right, if you've just joined me, this is Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt, and we are looking at the stories that have made headlines and stories generally that you would find on front pages of newspapers. And I'm going to just move on real quick and take a look at the story from APC. Says APC pushes for diaspora voting. Now, the ruling All Progressives Congress has advocated the need to allow Nigerians in the diaspora exercise their franchises in future elections without having to leave their countries of residences. The Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the party, Yakubu Murtala Ajaka, made the advocacy on the weekend, at the weekend in London during a town hall meeting with young Nigerians in diaspora. And he's quoted as saying, Nigeria's 2023. Now, the theme of the event was titled Nigeria's 2023 election, young Nigerians in diaspora as stakeholders in the birthing of the next dispensation. And he says, and I quote, I am of the conviction that the role of Nigerians in the diaspora as stakeholders in the birthing of the next generation should commence with the right of these Nigerians to vote for credible leaders in their respective host countries without necessarily traveling home to vote. And then he says the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has in recent times recorded significant improvement in organizing elections that were widely acknowledged as credible, transparent, and acceptable. And he used the Osun and Ekiti States governorship elections as references. But what do you think, though? Do you think that Nigerians, we should come to that point where Nigerians, whether they're abroad, especially those abroad, should be allowed to vote, and that their votes should actually count? And these things are possible in many different countries, especially, more developed and advanced countries. Their citizens can vote regardless where they are. They have such arrangements where they can vote from their immediate locale, and these votes will be, accounted for, and then counted as well. All right, moving away from this one now. Voter registration, stranded applicants lament, seek extension, and INEC remains adamant. Okay, now Nigerians who could not register at the continuous voter registration, which ended on Sunday, have expressed frustration over the refusal of the Independent National Electoral Commission to extend the exercise. And this is a story that is covered in pretty much all the papers in the country at the moment. And Nigerians are seeking for an extension. But again, this is a conversation I'm going to have at 9 o'clock, and I have a special guest who's going to join me on this one. So I want to urge you to stick around for this. But if you think about it, quick question I want to just ask is, did INEC do enough, or did we just keep procrastinating until it was time until it was the end of it? And you know how we like to do 11th hour fire brigade things. So it's possible that, both of these factors or either of them, played a great role in the large number of people that we saw at different INEC registration centers pleading for an extension. And I was wondering, where were these people this entire time? All right, then, the phone lines are going to be open just now, but I'll quickly do a recap of all the stories that you can find on our social media. I don't have so much time, otherwise I'd have delved more into details. But yes, these are the stories. Now, Kashim Shettima's blunt views. We have God on our lips and the devil in our hearts. Family seeks Nnamdi Kanu's unconditional release. PDP governors reach out to Wike as Obasanjo meets Tambuwal behind closed doors. Why Atiku will defeat Tinubu, Obi, others. And this is from Melaye, Senator Dino Melaye. And Nigeria loses 4.3 billion naira annually to lack of 24-hour operation at airports. This is a story as well that you would find. Let's see where this one is now. Yes, this is on the front page of National Economy. It says lack of 24-hour operation at airports costs Nigeria 4.3 billion naira annually, and this is quite disheartening to say the least. Now, on the cover of the Punch, stranded applicants lament seek extension, INEC adamant. And on the Guardian, local aviation risk collapse as only 38 of 90 airplanes are active. All right, moving on real quick. National Assembly proposes 63 new varsities. Others, experts kick. Discos reject takeover, claim federal government owing them 100 billion naira. And I'm not related to murdered Anambra lady. This is coming from author Chimamanda Adichie. NYC INEC abandoned me after election day accident. And this is a story by an ex-core member. And you'd find it also on the Vanguard newspaper. Now, moving away from that one, Anambra man allegedly beat brother's wife to death. And this is on the cable news, so if you check it, you would find it. Nigeria confirms 15 new cases of monkeypox in 10 states. Woo. All right. Governance. Federal government bereft of ideas. River State Labour Party governorship candidates says so. Soaring prices. Zobo, Tiger Nuts replace soft drinks in many homes. Vote buying as clear and present danger. APC pushes for diaspora voting. And there are quite a lot of stories you should definitely go check out. But finally here it says 10 female governorship candidates and 24 running mates emerge. These are the stories and more that you will find on our social media handle. And I want to urge you to go check them out and leave us a comment. We want to hear from you. But the phone lines are officially open, and we want to take your thoughts on them. Now, APC Senator seeks Monguno to resign, says he has failed as NSA. But yes, I want to get your take. Go on Facebook at SuperFMPH, at SuperFMPH, on Instagram at SuperFM93.3. Then go to Twitter and check us out at SuperFM933. But the phone lines are 07050791021 and 081 1743121. Check us out. Also, send us a WhatsApp message as well as an SMS on 09059481021. Super FM Port Harcourt, good morning.
Hello, Madam Ivy.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Barrister from Asu Rock in Laguna.
Oh, Barrister. Good to have you here. Nice of you to call me.
Valentine, so just forgot about me so soon.
No, you forgot about me. But go ahead. What's your reaction on the story today?
I want to react on the PDP governor this week.
Yes, please. Go ahead, real quick.
Okay, thank you, ma. And concerning my own point, I think Wike is even to PDP. If you remember what happened in those states, so they said the guy meaning Abasaki become from APC to PDP, but because of the help of Wike, PDP win that election in those states. So at least if they have to settle every time in Wike, if Wike needs PDP to the next my sister, from president to governor, PDP will fall. So I have to settle any issue they have in Wike because they need the rule of PDP. Thank you, Barrister.
Thank you so much, Barrister. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Emmanuel calling from Jerry.
All right, Emmanuel, go ahead real quick, please.
Thank you. APC senators, they asked the amount to resign.
Yes.
One funny thing about this, our senators, I believe that they are using party to rule Nigeria. Then at the end of the day, when it comes to election time, they will not show themselves as if maybe they was not doing party things in that house or whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have been there for since 2015, and they see the way Nigerians are going. If maybe a genuine servant that is serving your people, and you enter the government that is not working, what you have to do, forget about the money. At least your people's life are very, very important. If you would like to try to contribute your own idea for the government to move forward, to go well, and they refuse to work with you, you resign from your position just for your people. Not for you to be there after eating your money, just so that the argument that is remaining, you now start to come up with solutions. It's bad.
All right.
They should stop to deceive Nigerians.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Super FM Port Harcourt, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, happy new month.
Same to you, my brother. Welcome.
Yeah, Olu Akani.
Please, go ahead. Good to have you on the program.
Okay, I think Senate planning to establish more new university, right?
Yes, please.
My dear, I don't really know. That is the reason why at times we talked about these people that we send to represent us. It's like at times they will leave the priority things for them to discuss in that Senate, and they will be discussing something that will not be meaningful to us as a human that sent them to that very place. I think that idea is a very bad idea. What stops them to look into the problem we are facing currently in the education system, how the education can function very well? Our children have been at home for how many months now? They don't bother, they don't care about it. What is important to them is how to establish another new one. I think they should forget about that one and see how our children will go back to school.
All right, thank you very much. One more call. Hello, good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Mufasa on the line.
Please go ahead, real quick.
Yeah, you see, I want to join my voice with the group calling on the resignation of the NSC. For me, I think the gentleman has actually performed below expectations. You can see the level of insecurity in our country. And the other day, the governor came out to say that the president is not even aware that there's a threat on his life. So does it mean that the NSC is not even doing anything?
Wow.
So I'm also urging the president, if the NSC refuses to resign, the NSC should be fired. And quickly, let me probably join my voice to the last speaker, on the proposed, setting up of new university, whereas the ones we have on ground are left in the wilderness of abject neglect.
Yeah.
What are we talking about in this country? We want to set up new university, whereas the ones we have are not properly, taken care of. I think we should be more serious in this country.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, and you too. All right, real quick, Victor Peba says, good morning, presenter. Victor Peba from Rumo Koro. I think the National Assembly don't know their core responsibility. New universities, is this the problem of Nigeria? Why not maintain the old ones? The last time I checked, ASU is on strike. All right, thank you for that comment. Now moving on to take some more. Let's see. All right, one more call. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Good morning, my lady.
Chief Comrade Iron Braid, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. Yes, the call of the National Security Advisor to resign. Well, for me, I also blame the National Assembly because they too did not do the needful. Where were they when this country gets into this point? They too should also share part of the blame.
Okay.
Because if the National Assembly, we have a National Security Committee, if those people did their oversight function on what is happening on day-to-day in this country concerning insecurity, I think the National Security Advisor would have sit up, or the Security Council will sit up.
All right.
Even the service chiefs they could have sit up, but there is nothing. Nobody talks. And at the end of the day we had today, the National Security Advisor, I'm part of it that he should resign.
Okay.
And let somebody man the podium.
All right. Thank you so much. My beloved sister, all the security personnel in this country should know that we don't have any other country except Nigeria. There is no place like home. All Nigeria force work together and make Nigeria people safe, or make Nigeria safe for people. Happy New Month, Afiz from Ideramo. Thank you very much for that particular message. Good morning, Obi, and Happy New Month to you. Let's see now. Edidiong Idem from Aleto says, PDP governors visit Wike. For me, all these betrayal politicians should leave Wike alone. Okay, let's move on real quick and see these other ones. Your Gentle says, Kashim Shettima said things as they are. Most religious extremists only have God on their lips, but very evil hearts. A God-fearing person will not despise another religion because God said we should love all men. All right, Kone Barry says, National Assembly proposes 63 varsities. This is laughable and unfortunate that the ones we have are already on strike for over 6 months now, and they're proposing for another one. I think that it's not necessary for now because more universities to establish is not our problem. Okay, it's a pretty long comment, but thank you. Comrade Clinton Rekere says, Shettima just stated the obvious truth. His religion, has religion ever helped us in Nigeria? What we should be calling for should be credible candidates and people that can handle the affairs of this country. I'm a Christian, and I don't think we should toe this part. All right, Kwate Magnus says, good morning and happy new month to you, dear Obi. Thank you very much. Lagos police on red alert over alleged threats of terrorist attacks, a welcome development. I encourage them to double their efforts in a bid to eradicate terrorists from all ramifications. Lastly, the statements credited to Melaye that Atiku will defeat Tinubu and others in 2023 is not only laughable but empty, and as such shouldn't be taken seriously. Subai Fempotaka, good morning.
Yes, how are you? Good morning.
Welcome, Elder from Oyibo. Go ahead.
You see, people calling on the National Security Advisor to resign. I don't know whether they are not living in Nigeria. Have you seen anybody appointed by this government resigning? It's not possible. They will prefer to die there, whether they are performing or not. But the truth remains that the person is advising have run out of idea. That is not the capital truth. The president has to be a monument. He's just standing there, anything is pushing this way he goes. They don't know what is going on in his country. That is the capital truth. People fail to understand. And the National Assembly is trying to create, one solution for other different. That is the thing. When we elect clueless people, that is what you get. They don't imagine. The university on strike for a couple of months now, and you want to create another causing problem. The people, and they will always pass a decision they know they can never implement.
All right, sir.
My sister, this country will have a long way to go. Honestly.
Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, real fast now. Vincent Bosi says the Tinubu Shettima presidential ticket is more about competence. Religious bigotry and sentiments don't amount to good governance anywhere in the world, and it's high time we understood this. The place and importance of competence in development. Super FM Potaka, good morning.
Good morning, the very distinguished Sophia. How are you doing this morning?
Very well. Temple Okere, good to have you.
Wishing you a very fantastic new month.
And you too, sir.
I think looking at one of your new headlines this morning.
Yes, please.
The National Assembly proposing 63 new universities and other expert gigs. I don't really know if these guys are thinking with their brain or they are thinking right from their stomach. Over maybe probably, let's say 6 months or thereabouts, the ones we have are already on strike. And somebody who tells me that he is in right thinking faculty is proposing new universities, and where would they get the money to build them? Since the existing ones cannot be maintained, since the existing ones, the lecturers are asking for welfare packages and good enabling environment that will help at least
Mr. Temple, your line is not working, but I think I've heard your comments and I quite understand them. Danny Chuk says, Obi, I agree to you as I gallantly write from D-Line. In addition to Kano's family's demand, UN also demands his immediate and unconditional release. Obi, no news on Umahi. I want to know what the new electoral law says on the fresh primaries. All right, thank you. I'm sure I'll bring you details of that. Thank you. Abdul Ghani Ujimo says, APC senators asked Munguno to resign as NSA. For me, it's long overdue for him to go. Unfortunately, in this part of the world, the word resignation is not in our leaders' dictionary. Finally, family demand unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know why they couldn't wait for court to decide his case, because we're in a country which practices democracy. Thank you very much. Quite a number of comments. Wow. Okay. All right, I need to go on a quick break. There's a program that is just going to come your way just now. Unfortunately, I cannot take any more calls, but don't touch the dial. I'll be back, and we're going to have time to have great conversations. And when I come back from the break, we're going to be talking about the issue of, people asking for INEC to extend the, the CVR beyond the 31st. Now, don't forget that INEC, after the court ruling that said it should go on indefinitely, there was an appeal that restated and re-empowered INEC to fix a deadline convenient for them to be able to do the work needed to be done in order to have permanent voters' cards for those who would register within the time frame so that those people will be able to vote. And so that court order reinstated and reemphasized the June 30th, deadline. But that had passed at the time, and so INEC picked the next available date to conclude, and that happened to be July 31st, which was yesterday. And hey, a lot of people are asking that INEC continue with the continuous voter registration. And especially in River State, there was a huge crowd of registrants pleading with INEC. And we're going to talk about that. If the post is already on our social media, so you can go leave your comment before the conversation starts. But do you think the INEC did enough? Do you think the time was too short? Do you think INEC did everything within their power? Because it's one thing for you to do everything within your power, but it may not be enough, right? Do you think the time was too short? Or do you think that it's just the way we like to do rush things? When they were calling for BVN, people were slacking. When it was time for NIN, people were slacking. I mean, NIN took years and it was ongoing until it became necessary and important and tied to your communication ability. It became a problem, and we saw that huge crowd gathered around different NIMC offices. So, perhaps it's the same approach. It's just the way we like to do things, rush. Maybe that's what it is. But let me know what you think. Super FM PH, go drop your comment, as well as on Instagram at Super FM 93.3. But I'll be back. I am Properties, and they're coming your way with this one. Do not change the dial. It's Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. My name is Obi Ivy.
Music for the whole family. Talk for the whole family. Entertainment for the whole family.
I don't know. This place is